your eyes closed.
He made hearts stop as Jack Dawson in Titanic. But Leonardo DiCaprio's real story is a lot more controversial than a love story on a sinking ship. His dating history? Let's just say it's raised eyebrows for years. Want to know what age is actually his type? Let's just say it skews very young. Then there's his rumored connection to Diddy's infamous parties, the ones tied to some serious controversy. DiCaprio was seen at more than one. What did he do there? That part's murky. But the whispers haven't stopped. And the speculation about his sexuality? It's been following him for years. Is he hiding something or just playing the fame game his own way? Scandal, secrets, and the side of DiCaprio they never show in the spotlight. It's all in this video. You're not watching Titanic. You're watching the truth. Part 1. Role in Titanic and cultural impact. When Leonardo DiCaprio first stepped on screen as Jack Dawson in Titanic, he wasn't just playing a character. He was rewriting what a romantic lead could be. Jack wasn't rich or powerful or even particularly lucky, but he had spirit, charm, and a fearless openness that captivated millions. DiCaprio, just 22 at the time, turned a down-on-his-luck artist into an emblem of young love, idealism, and sacrifice. James Cameron's epic might have been built on spectacle, but it was Jack and Rose's story that made it endure. The chemistry between DiCaprio and Kate Winslet was so natural, it felt unscripted. And DiCaprio's performance, equal parts lighthearted and deeply sincere, gave the film its beating heart. Jack wasn't just a love interest, he was the soul of the film's message, that courage and compassion matter more than status. Audiences fell hard. Jack Dawson became a pop culture phenomenon. Teenagers hung posters of him, adults cried over him. Critics weren't always kind, but DiCaprio's portrayal carved itself into cinema history. It made him a global star, and for many, it defined a generation of moviegoing. But before the fame, before the iceberg and the bow of that ship, DiCaprio's story started in a very different corner of Los Angeles. Gritty, chaotic, and anything but glamorous. Part 2. Early life before Titanic. Leonardo Wilhelm DiCaprio was born on November 11, 1974, in Los Angeles, California. His parents, George, a comic book artist, and Irmelene, a legal secretary, split up when he was just a year old. Raised primarily by his mother in a series of rough neighborhoods, DiCaprio's childhood was far from typical Hollywood. There were gangs outside his window, drug deals down the street, and constant reminders that security was a luxury. But DiCaprio had something else: curiosity. He loved mimicry, performance, and making people laugh. From an early age, it was clear he could hold a room's attention. His mother, recognizing that spark, pushed him toward auditions. He started with commercials and educational TV shows, but real recognition came with his role on Growing Pains. From there, he broke into film, and fast. This boy's life gave him grit. What's Eating Gilbert Grape gave him his first Oscar nomination at 19. He wasn't a Disney kid, he was already doing heavy adult work, and people noticed. By the time he signed on for Titanic, he had already proven he could carry difficult roles. What Titanic did was show the world he could also carry a $200 million movie. But success didn't soften him. It sharpened his choices and set the tone for a career built on risk. If you're enjoying this so far, take a second to like the video. It really helps more people find these stories. And if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. There's so much more to uncover. Part 3. Career before and after Titanic. Before Titanic, DiCaprio was already respected in the industry. His early performances had earned him critical acclaim, even if mainstream fame hadn't quite caught up yet. He had turned down easy teen idol paths, opting instead for darker, stranger material. The Basketball Diaries, Total Eclipse, and Romeo Juliet all hinted at an actor more interested in substance than stardom. Then came Titanic. The film shattered box office records and made DiCaprio a global phenomenon. But instead of cashing in on that image, he stepped back. He chose roles that surprised people. con men, addicts, violent men, broken men. He re-teamed with Martin Scorsese on Gangs of New York, The Aviator, The Departed, and later The Wolf of Wall Street. Each film deepened his range and added weight to his career. His turn in Inception showed he could lead a blockbuster with intellectual depth. Revolutionary Road and Shutter Island reminded audiences he wasn't afraid of emotional heaviness. And with The Revenant, he finally won his long-awaited Oscar. By the 2020s, DiCaprio had become one of the few actors whose name alone could greenlight a film. He worked less frequently, but when he did, it mattered. His reputation, a perfectionist, a collaborator, and someone unafraid of reinvention. But off-screen, the story was messier and more scrutinized. Fame, as always, came with a cost. Part 4. Personal Life and Off-Screen Truths. In 2005, DiCaprio attended a party in Hollywood that turned violent. Model Aretha Wilson struck him in the face with a broken bottle, causing severe injuries that required 17 stitches. The incident left him shaken. Wilson later pleaded guilty to felony assault and served a prison sentence. DiCaprio, though quiet publicly, kept his distance from similar scenes afterward. Still, his private life remained a public fascination, particularly his romantic history. DiCaprio has long been criticized for dating much younger women, with many of his relationships ending just as his partners turned 25. The pattern became a running joke at award shows and online. Recently, his relationship with 26-year-old model Vittoria Ceretti has sparked speculation that he may be moving in a different direction, but the criticism lingers. He's also faced questions about his social circles. For years, DiCaprio was a fixture at Sean "Diddy" Combs' infamous parties. When those gatherings later became the subject of misconduct allegations, DiCaprio issued a quiet but clear statement through representatives. He hadn't been in contact with Combs in years and no longer attended those events. It was a clean break, but one that raised questions about his proximity to controversy. Then came the rumors, whispers that his high-profile relationships might be a cover for a private truth. Some speculated that DiCaprio's dating pattern was strategic, masking a long-term relationship with another man, possibly an actor. None of it was substantiated, and DiCaprio has never addressed the rumors. His silence has only fueled them. He remains intensely private. No social media, no memoir, no candid interviews. He keeps the focus on the work, but the world keeps watching. And even now, after decades in the spotlight, the man behind the fame remains deliberately hard to pin down. Part 5. In 2025, where is he now? At 50 years old in 2025, Leonardo DiCaprio is still one of the most powerful names in Hollywood, but his priorities have evolved. He continues to act, choosing projects sparingly, and often with frequent collaborators like Martin Scorsese or Quentin Tarantino. He's also producing more, using his influence to support smaller films, documentaries, and politically conscious work. Off-screen, he's become a passionate climate activist. His foundation donates millions to environmental causes. He speaks at UN conferences. He funds wildlife preservation projects. For DiCaprio, the planet has become as urgent a cause as any script. He's still hounded by paparazzi, still dissected by tabloids. But there's a shift in how he handles it now. Less reaction, more control. His inner circle is tighter, his appearances more rare, and when he shows up, it's usually tied to something he believes in. As Jack Dawson, he once told Rose to make it count. And in a way, DiCaprio has tried to live by that line, choosing his moments, his battles, and his legacy with calculated intent. He's no longer just the face from the bow of a ship. He's an artist, a businessman, an activist, and still, somehow, a mystery. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell so you never miss an update. I'd love to hear your thoughts, so drop a comment below and let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.